think it was around 2014, Bumi and Komi started this program called GIBE. So that's Guiding Institute of Business and Entrepreneurs. And it was supposed to be like an incubator for startups. Back then I trying to get off the ground with my startup. And a friend told me that, hey, there's this program, these guys are well connected. You should come and attend this program. You learn a few things. So I went to that session not for investment, but actually to learn. So I went there thinking I'm going to learn and get to connect. And then I was part of that program. And at the end of that program, Greenhouse decided to make an investment in my entity. Got like a bit of investment from Greenhouse. Then it wasn't Greenhouse. It was VGG. It was Venture Garden Group. Really investing. It was funny because we had a product that was B2B, like we needed to sign up banks. Well, initially it was a B2C strategy. So it was Bumi that convinced me that, of course, it made sense because we didn't have a lot of resources to go to the B2B route, which was selling directly to banks instead of selling directly to merchants. But what was really interesting was that throughout that sales period, I had like the full resource and backing of Venture Garden Group, so I had meetings and presentations with banks that Bumi was actually going with me, so a bank calls me and says, can you come and do a presentation? And then I notify Bumi, and then of course we go to the bank together to try and sell, so that was pretty interesting, and we did that for a few banks, so that just felt like something that you don't get from like a typical investor, that you probably just get like it's just Greenhouse that would go that far for you. So I thought that was really, really special. There's also been a few times when I was in a bit of a cash flow situation, where it is not even an investment, maybe just a typical loan, where Greenhouse had come in to kind of bail me out. So those are like essential stories. And but even most importantly was, the last time that I think it was 2 years ago, 2021, when we tried there was a transaction we were trying to close in the UK. Ruby was part of that as well. And, I had Bumi, I had Ruby, and these guys were dedicated to me for like a whole week, every day going to the boardroom, trying to negotiate every single line and all that. And I just thought it was amazing. Even the guys we were dealing with at that point, they were so surprised that an investor would dedicate that much resource and that much time into doing the transaction that we're working on. So for all that, I just feel like, Greenhouse is special. And I didn't want to single out, I'm trying not to single out Ruby, but I can't help it because, she made me feel like very, very welcome. I had a fantastic time in the UK, and I think it was mostly because of Ruby. She made sure that I had a card to spend, like I was pretty much taken care of. I felt very, very special. I felt very important. So thank you, Ruby. So those are just like top of mind for me. But I think something else that is probably undervalued is the fact that Greenhouse is always available. Every time there's something that I need to quickly brush off Ruby or quickly update Bumi to get his opinion, always available. The worst you're going to get is let's schedule it, but you are always available, always accessible. So, and I really, really appreciate that. I also appreciate that because Bumi is the founder, he kind of thinks like a founder as well. And sometimes you're just going through a period in your business or where you are right now, and you're able to share that with Bumi, and he'll say, oh, I've been through that, and then be able to advise you. That advice that someone is saying, I've been through that, is always different from when a typical investor is just telling you, this is what I think, so I really value and appreciate all that. So